Hello everyone. Do you love animals as much as we do? They're so interesting to watch and study, and their funny photos and videos online cheer us up every time. Also, animals keep surprising us. For example, sometimes they behave just like humans, which is even a bit alarming. However, let's not get ahead of ourselves. You should see everything with your own eyes. Let's get it on. Some claim that monkeys evolved into humans when they learned to use tools. Some people will disagree, but when apes start to do something very human, we think and feel like they're getting a little bit closer to us. Like for example, the female chimpanzee of this video filmed in a zoo in Shenyang in China. The camera was installed inside her cage, and it was totally worth it because the camera caught the primates cleaning? Don't show this video to your parents if you don't want to hear accusations like, well, even monkeys clean their room and you don't. Still though, the chimp apparently wasn't trying to actually tidy up her room like we usually do. The breeder Wang Jingjing explained it like this. One day we found she stared at us cleaning, and then we observed that she imitated us. As a result, the chimpanzee took a broom and started cleaning. By the way, these dry leaves on the floor are not the janitor's fault. They're collected and then scattered in the chimpanzees' cages to mimic their natural habitat. When a dog owner has a young child, it becomes quite difficult to walk with both of them. Some prefer to tie their pet to the stroller. Others go out with the child and the dog separately. But there's a third, secret option. Why not teach your dog to walk with your baby on its own? By the way, it's not as difficult as it seems, and you can even find amazing guides online. Of course, you still shouldn't leave them unattended. A dog walking your child is sure to get dozens of eyes on them. As you can see, apes enjoy imitating people, and they only adopt habits that can be useful too. A video from a Japanese zoo captured an amazing moment. An adult orangutan wiping its face with a towel, just like a human being. Moreover, he soaks the towel in water, squeezes it, and only after that applies it to his face to refresh himself. Yes, that summer in Japan was really hot, and the orangutan definitely knows how to deal with this problem. The second orangutan, smaller in size, watches the first one closely and tries to rinse his hands with water, but he likes the towel better. However, the big male doesn't want to share because he needs the towel. But what we found really adorable was how the big male carefully wipes the rocks with the towel, because things have to stay dry, right? It's no secret that dolphins are extremely clever creatures. Some scientists even consider them the smartest animals on the planet, after humans, of course. And yet, dolphins have managed to beat us in some ways. Humans, chimpanzees, elephants, magpies, and dolphins are known to recognize themselves in the mirror. Other species of the animal world usually don't understand that they're looking at themselves without special training, or sometimes they don't see anything at all. However, dolphins not only understand who they see in the reflection, but they're also able to look at themselves with interest. Yes, just like people. Moreover, humans start recognizing their reflection at about 12 months, and chimpanzees at the age of 2 to 4 years. But dolphins recognize themselves in the mirror 7 months after birth, which means that they can be considered even more intelligent than people in some aspects, and we would not argue with that. While one orangutan learned to make cold compresses, this one learned to do laundry. These apes are really very similar to humans. It's no wonder that the word orangutan itself means forest man in the Malay language, because these creatures can be very, well, human. In a video shot at Leaky Camp for orangutans, you can see that an adult species with a baby on her back decided to watch the laundry. Apparently, this simple household process fascinated her so much that she decided to join in. After all, everyone could use a little help, right? And we must say that she's really good at it. Look, she's really doing it. By the way, in the wild, orangutans are afraid of water and stay away from it. So here's another proof of how quickly they adopt human habits. Unlike many other living creatures that we've already mentioned in today's video, cats are far from being like humans. Yes, they're incredibly cute, but they certainly have very little in common with us, except for this cat called Miju. For some unknown reason, this fluffy little creature sits exactly like a human, and nobody quite knows why. Maybe her mother didn't teach her to sit like a cat. Anyway, Miju looks very funny. Look, she's like a grandma watching her favorite talk show on TV, and she's not very happy with what's going on.
If I'm looking at you and I'm not blinking, if I'm like this, help me! Help me!
This English Springer Spaniel named Jess not only guards the sheep on her owner's farm, this amazing dog also gladly feeds orphaned lambs by holding a bottle of milk in her mouth. Jess takes care of 4 lambs who can't be fed by their own mother. The owner admits that she taught the dog how to hold the bottle, but Jess learned the rest on her own and has been helping the lambs since she was a puppy, and she's doing a great job. Okay, we've already seen how many different modern primates can be very human-like, but they still remain animals, primarily because they're afraid of fire. Is that right? Meet Kanzi, the genius bonobo. They say that Kanzi's intelligence is comparable to that of a 2 or 3-year-old child, and no wonder, because this chimp has a gift for languages. He already knows more than 200 words, which is a lot for an animal. But Kanzi has other talents. He can also build a fire from scratch. That is, collect firewood and then use matches to start the fire. We're not sure that a 3-year-old child could do something like that, but we don't recommend that you test it. Besides, Kanzi didn't limit himself to making a fire. He also put marshmallows on a stick and roasted them. What an amazing creature. You probably heard about chimpanzees being able to smile, but did you know that they can also laugh, just like people? Well, taking their anatomical features into account, of course. For a long time, it was believed that human laughter came from the fearful grins of our ancestors that had nothing to do with actually being happy. But recent research showed that scientists were quite wrong. Chimpanzees can not only smile, but also laugh when they experience positive emotions. Smiles aren't about fear or submission as we used to be believed. It turns out that the more similarities we look for between chimps and people, the more chances we have of finding them. By the way, most likely, ancient people laughed as a game element, and over time it has become an integral part of our lives. Monkeys don't walk upright due to the structure of their skeleton and muscles. Once upon a time, our distant ancestors learned to stand erect and evolved. This happened in monkeys from time to time. Some primates can stand upright, but they will still slouch and look, like monkeys. But not this gorilla called Ambam. He lives in a wildlife park in Port Lympne in the UK and likes to walk upright. Employees claim that this is how the gorilla examines the surroundings and locates its food. But why don't the other gorillas do it then? Maybe it's because Ambam was born and raised in captivity. Ambam's father probably walked on 2 legs a lot too. Scientists believe that Ambam's father could start life as a pet and learn to walk on 2 legs, which means that Ambam in turn could get his incredible skills from his parents, or it could be genetic and be inherited without any training. Either way, this is not going to be like that movie Planet of the Apes, at least for now. You can find many different and simple explanations about the theory of evolution online. For example, monkeys became humans when they first took a stone and used it as a tool. Well, if this is true, then this little Colombian white-faced capuchin from the Henan Province Zoo in China is one step closer to offering coffee in Starbucks. Here's his story. First, the monkey sharpened a stone and tried to break glass with it. That is, it wasn't just an accidental blow, but a carefully planned escape. The animal managed to get what it wanted after several attempts. The unexpected result frightened the monkey, who jumped sharply from the cracked glass, but then came back and even touched the result of his work. The transparent wall itself didn't break completely because the zoo uses tempered glass, so the capuchin couldn't leave the enclosure anyway, but it wasn't a bad attempt. However, to avoid further problems, all these stones were removed from the cage. According to the zoo staff, this capuchin is smarter than his relatives who live with him. He is the only one who uses tools to crack nuts. Psst. next? Dude, are you looking for new technologies and great gadgets? Are your thoughts focused on the future? Do you love huge vehicles and can't imagine your life without robots around you? Then visit TechZone and you'll find all this and more. The link is in the description. You interested? Great.